everybody. Welcome to this special edition of The Circuit. My name is Mo Simmons, and I'm here to talk to you today about the Xtern program. I have a very special guest with me today. His name is Tushar Sonvani. Tushar, how are you doing today?
I'm all right, Mo. Thank you for having me.
Of course, it's a pleasure. And, I just want to learn a little bit more about you. So just, Tushar, tell me what school you go to, what you're studying, where you're working.
Absolutely. Well, I go to Purdue University. I'm a rising senior now. Time flew. I'm studying economics and supply chain engineering technology. And I'm interning here at Sallie Mae as a Scrum Master intern.
Awesome. And of course, Tushar is one of our wonderful externs of the program this past year. And I know that you just recently got into the program and we're getting close towards the end of it. But what made you interested in Extern in the first place? How did you get into the program?
Well, I believe that's a wonderful question because I understand, first being an international student, what happens is there is a lot of agony with just applying to jobs. Will you get in or not? So that was very clear throughout the process that international students were accepted and they would, if they go through the entire process, will likely to get an offer. So that definitely was a good attraction. And then I appreciated the clarity that the TechPoint team created around itself. With the fact that once you go through a working segment, you give a work sample and post that you have interviews with a few companies that are around Indianapolis that sound pretty solid. I was like, let's apply. Let's make sure that I hit on this opportunity, and then I came all the way through. So yeah.
Well, that's very exciting. I'm definitely happy that you're able to participate in the program, and it sounds like you got a lot of experience and had a lot of fun with it so far this summer. And so something I wanted to go back to something you said was you were working at Sallie Mae, correct?
Right.
So could you just tell me about your day-to-day experience there, like what type of projects you're working on and what it's been like working at that company?
Of course. Well, Sallie Mae, if few of us don't know about, is a student loan banking firm where they lend out private student loans. Well, that does not sound exactly like a tech job, but I was astounded that they are market leaders, and for a reason, because of the fact that how they track everything and post tracking and post the data that they collect within their organization to optimize stuff. Those are the projects that have been given to me. It was the prod issues that were being generated inside the organization post shipment of the code, and then how can they improve. The less the number of prod issues, the better it is, right? So that I made a Power BI dashboard with a lot of data crunching and seeing the different platforms that they use, narrow it down so that it becomes a very powerful tool for all the developers and the teams. And then I'm working on a dependency dashboard, which basically is an amalgamation of how dependent one team is on another for a task. So there's a lot of data analysis that goes into it, and that's what makes them industry leaders, as they want to internally improve constantly, and that has been tremendous learning in my experience at Sallie Mae. So yeah.
That's so good to hear. I'm glad it sounds like they're giving you a lot of hands-on experience. So you're working on real-world projects. Is that I'm hearing correctly?
Definitely. And the fact is that once it goes through, I'm also going through the process that any project goes through. So if you're working at Sallie Mae, they're giving me the full experience from being exposed to my manager, now the IT director, and once they review it and they complete it, then I think it would be integrated in their business. So definitely.
Perfect. And so shout out to Sallie Mae for picking this guy up, wonderful catch, just being honest. And so now just to kind of switch a little gears, now a lot of times people think the Extern program is solely just an internship. A lot of times people get into it and they're like, I'm here for an internship, I'm here to work hard, but of course with your experience, it's much more than that.
Definitely.
So that's what I really wanted to talk to you about too, is what type of activities have you been doing outside of your job during Xtern, and how has Indianapolis related to these activities?
Well, again, I feel moving to a different city was a lot of fun. I live in cornfields at Purdue, so it's definitely an upscale in Indianapolis, and they have brilliant stuff. But like Tuesdays at Brothers became a staple of like $2 burgers. That was a charm. We saw a play which amalgamated Shakespeare and hip hop. That was quite interesting. And just I've been a fan of karting, and like what better city to like race around and like have fun, explore than Indianapolis. I'm 21, so that comes with its own perks, and they have a great brewing culture and like good food here. So everything just aligned through that, and especially with the program that I feel that each Xtern is so nice. It's like out of the way, very just as a human being, exceptional. That's the word, I guess. And hanging out with them was a lot of fun. Even if we're not going out, my friends Tom, Chachin, we just sit around in an apartment playing Uno or like some sort of a game or just discussing life. That's nothing out of the water, but like definitely a lot of fun and like engaging in little activities around the exceptional people that this externship has to offer at Tech Point.
That's incredible, and I'm very happy you've been able to make that connection with your peers, been able to get to know everybody in the program. And so, how has your idea of Indianapolis changed since actually being in the city for the program?
I think, I always considered Indy as something where, I never thought that it could be Naptown. I don't know why they called it, but like coming from Purdue again, my experience of a big city, since I'm from India, so I have lived in big cities, and it was right on pace. Everything like from like looking at the tall buildings to like having great people around. That's what makes it a city great. So I had a good perception about Indianapolis, but again, it only enhanced the perspective once I tried the good food, I met good people, and like just felt great about where I was in, like so Indy definitely played a good part.
Just having those two factors, like between you working at Sallie Mae, you getting a chance to hang out with your peers and do things within Indianapolis. How has your experience in this program affected your career journey so far?
I think I'm very keen on working in startups, and like that's and I feel like a kid out of your dorm is like not your ideal startup founder. I've started to believe now. That only happens to a few people. Sallie Mae, working in the industry opened my eyes to like how rigorous everything gets once it's a massive product to be shipped out to like people who are using at least in millions, if not thousands. So that definitely has shaped my perspective about how to make good products first. That's been a constant journey, but also how to ship it. So the rigorous testing that these guys do, and like how much it goes through before it actually gets in people's hands, that definitely is eye-opening and an experience that I would definitely be taking in like my professional career. So that, yeah.
That's good. I'm happy that it's been able to solidify that you really want to do this and got you a better opportunity to see what type of companies you want to work with. Because I know you mentioned that you were looking to be in startups.
Right.
And so, to go on with that, what is one of the most surprising things that you learned while being in that Extern program?
I think it's usually the people that surprise you, that like how good they can be, and like it's the only thing is you need to ask for help. So the willingness of helping, like usually your parents tell you that you're by yourself if you're moving to a different city, and like you need to be self-reliant to like go for the things that you are. Whereas I feel like I found a bunch of friends, I found a great support system that the Xtern team provided, Tech Point provided, I guess, and that really helped. That probably is the most surprising thing, that I come from Purdue to here and I did not feel out of loop, because I've heard a lot of my friends say that, oh, we haven't gone out. I'm like, at post 5 you gotta go out, right? So of course you're young and you have to explore to like see what are your options, and that's the surprising bit, that others aren't able to have that support system, whereas we were. And it's definitely a place of privilege that I say this thing from, because I'm in this program.
That's amazing. And just one last tidbit that I just want to ask you: if someone was to come up to you, say at Purdue, and they're like, hey, I'm interested in participating in this program, I saw that you just did it this past summer, what would you tell them?
Well, of course, like again, don't expect anything out of anything is like what I usually tell people, but go for it. Because like again, if you want to experience something that is, you know, under the umbrella of a certified you know, organization who will help you out even if you're like struggling, there is layers of support from that aspect. I feel it is an immaculate program to be in, and you wanna like the wide variety of companies that like Tech Point scouts and presents in front of the students, and how easy it is to like work your way through if you know what you're doing. That really helps. That definitely makes this program stand out than anything else, because you not just get an internship experience, that's like a lot of companies are doing that, but you get a social experience and you make friends probably for life that will like, you know, come here and there, because they're all exceptional people. Again, they come from like places like Notre Dame and like Rice University, even Rose Hallman and Purdue. I mean, IU too. And that's the support system that I think we all vouch for. It's definitely bursts the bubble that you were in your university, but opens your eyes that what can be done post graduation. So very definitely would recommend.
Well, look, I hope all of the students that's in your RA unit heard that loud and clear.
Certainly.
Hoping they're taking this advice to heart. And of course, Tushar, we've come to the end of the interview, but is there anything else you would like the audience to know?
I think just make sure that you know, Xtern did one good thing about the fact that making the process extremely transparent. It's extremely hard to like just go through the agony of this internship. And like one brilliant thing that happened was that like the day I interviewed for Sallie Mae, that evening I got to know that, oh, I was hired. So that took out the agony, which really eased down my fact that my summer was secured and I didn't have to worry a lot about it. So, and that feeling, I think, I mean, is great. So definitely, thank you.
Well, look, Tushar,
Thank you.
thanks so much for taking your time out for this interview. And for you guys, my name is Mo Simmons, and this has been The Circuit.